G'day guys, Prospector Nick here from How to Find Gold. Hope you're having a great day today. Today we're talking about detector coils for the GPX 6000 and we're going to go in depth about how they work, operate, cost, price, weight. We're going to talk about everything you're going to need to know. So if you're in the market for a GPX 6000 coil, this is definitely the video for you. So the three coils that realistically you're going to need to worry about are, this is the standard coil. We're going to go into depth about that one. Absolute beast. Don't disregard your standard coil, guys. The second one is, of course, the 12x7 Exceed, which is, I don't know, I would say probably the most popular one. And this by Coiltek is the 10x5 inch Gold Hawk. Absolute weapon. In fact, they're all pretty good because the 6000 in general is quite a good machine. As you can see, the machine is getting a bit brutalized over the years. It's definitely, seen plenty of action, that's for sure. So let's talk first about the 10x5 Gold Hawk. All right, got another signal here, Marky, hit it. That's not bad, mate. That's a near go a gram, I reckon, eh? Bit of weight in him. Well, guys, here she is. It's the 10x5 inch Gold Hawk monocoil. So this coil is an absolute weapon. We use it for cleaning up our patches. We use it for scouting out creeks in particular, and it's really good in amongst the grasses here on our hills in southeast Queensland. And it'd be the same in Victoria and WA, I'm sure. The coil itself weighs just under 600 grams. I believe it's 575 grams exactly, and costs about, I think it was $645. Yeah. So it's fairly well priced when it comes to the the world of aftermarket coils. I mean, if you compare it to the 12x7 coil, they're chasing $789 for the same coil. So we're looking at $150 difference, and not to mention this is also about 200 grams lighter. So it is definitely the first coil that you would want to get if you're hitting creeks. And will it find deep gold? Check this out. I got a weird sound here, don't know what to make of it. Sounds hot, rocky, ground noisy, but I have no choice but to dig it now. So this target was clearly heard at about 35 centimeters and it went 6 grams. I can see the bastard. Look. Look. Oh yeah. The Gold Hawk also has excellent target response on small gold, making it ideal for cleaning up patches with lots of small gold in it. Got him, nice. Wow, that sounded louder than it looked. So definitely, guys, I have found many 10 gram plus pieces of gold with this coil. So don't feel like that because you're getting a smaller coil, you're going to miss bigger gold. You still got a pretty good shot at finding deep gold. So it is especially good on the small gold. Here's a clip of the small gold we pick up in some of our patches so you can see firsthand how it operates. Perfect coil for it, eh? A little 10x5. Here we go, here we go. Little ball, look at that. Very nice, little ball of gold. One piece of advice I would recommend that if you are getting this coil is to try your best to run it in normal mode, and that goes for all three coils. The difference in depth in normal mode versus difficult mode on your GPX 6000 is phenomenal. So definitely, if you can persevere, I would highly recommend doing that. Now here's for some of the cons. Out of all the years that we've been using this coil, only once have we sent one back, and that happened to me when I was out in Georgetown, and it was very random. It went a bit crazy and I had to send it back to Trevor at Coiltek. So that wasn't a big problem. He was very, very good to deal with, and he sent me another one straight away. As for how resilient this coil is, we call it the bulldozer. We just punch it through the rocks, through the grass, through sand, through mud, under waterfalls, you name it, we'll jam that coil in there. And to date, they're still surviving, so that's pretty cool. But the biggest con, I would have to say, with this coil versus all the other coils, is that it's quite susceptible to EMI. It really is, in my opinion, the most chattery coil out of all three that we're talking about here today. Okay, that gets us to the 12x7 Exceed Nugget Finder coil. Now, as you can see, it is absolutely filthy. I know. Terrible coil maintenance. But look, at the end of the day, it gets used well, and it's been a very good coil to me. So one thing I do like about this coil over all the other coils, and it's probably the reason I put this one on first, is that it's quiet. It is very, very quiet, stable machine. It is most immune to EMI out of all the three that we have here today. As for price, 789 bucks, it's getting a bit up there. It's almost at the price I don't want to pay. But in saying that, I have definitely found good gold with this coil. It does punch pretty damn deep if you can operate in normal mode. So I've found pieces of iron well over 35 centimeters deep. And I'm not talking big pieces, you know, I'm talking just, you know, nails and stuff like that. So it definitely has capabilities of finding pretty deep gold. Not as deep as the 11, not even close in my opinion, but still it will find pretty deep gold. One thing I will mention about the Exceed coils is that the scrub plates are definitely much more durable than they were on the 5000 series, which is a good upgrade. But, and this is a big but, here comes a con, this is my third coil. It's probably also my most used coil, but it is also my third. Okay, this is with just a normal coil plugged in. That's fine, it's working all right. Yeah. It's picking up the signal, but it also won't shut up. So, you know, I want to talk about how robust this coil is, but to be honest, if this is my third coil, I'll tell you the story. And you know, not to take away anything from Rowan at Nugget, I know he does a phenomenal job on coils, but this is just my honest opinion and what's happened with me. The first coil I got, purchased the coil, put it on the machine, walked down the creek, turned it on, and it failed. So that was it just failed from factory. It could have just failed during the post for all I know. The second coil I got lasted about 3 months, and then I believe it may have suffered water inundation when I was dunking it underwater. And this third coil has been absolutely perfect. So, you know what, third time lucky. I've definitely found more gold with this coil than probably all of my other coils combined. But that is because it's the one I use the most, and I use it the most because it is the quietest. And that for me is a big thing. If you use any of these coils and you use the 12x7, you'll notice straight away that it's very, very quiet. So I do love the stability of a quiet coil, and when a coil is nice and quiet, you will find deeper gold because of it, because you can focus on that target. You know it's not just a spike of EMI or a bit of a hot rock or something, you know. So a few things you need to know about this coil as well. It's the heaviest of the three. The weight of the coil is 740 grams, whereas the 11 inch is only 600. So it's a sizable step up in weight. 140 grams isn't the end of the world, but you know, if you've got shoulder problem or you're old and you know you just can't swing the coil like you used to, that's definitely something to consider. It will be a bit heavier, but as for the stability, it's certainly worth its money. Each time I've sent the coil back, I have received fantastic service by Rowan at Nugget. So thank you, Rowan, for looking after me. I do appreciate it. As for other friends who have this coil as well, it is a very popular coil. So it's like the Ford Ranger, right, of the car world. There's so many Ford Rangers that of course you're going to hear more of them being unreliable because more people are driving them. I think the reputation with the 12x7 coil is the same. There's so many out there that, you know, people say, oh, you know, we've had to send it back. Sure, that there's probably just more of them. But the reality is, this is my third coil and it has been an absolute beast, and it's my absolute first go-to coil. So if that doesn't speak volumes about Rowan's coils, then what does? Okie dokie. The OG original 11-inch coil by Minelab. So what can I say about this coil that most of you don't already know? Love it. Absolutely love it. It's never broken. I've put on a lot of hours with this, at least 500. And it has always been my first to go to for hunting patches in open wide areas. It's actually pretty good in the creeks too, quite stable. And I've found some really nice deep nuggets with this. And the reality is this coil will find the deeper, bigger gold than all three. And that obviously just comes down to the design. It's, you know, it's an 11-inch coil and it's round, not elliptical. This skid plate is the original. I took extra special care to make it last, and it is still going, which I can't believe. I'm sure it's due to be changed any minute now. But the coil itself is quite chattery. When I first ever put it on and tried my 6000, I thought something's wrong here. It was just that chattery. But as you use the machine more in the day, for some reason, after about 15 minutes, that chatter seems to go away. Really not too sure why, that's just what I've found. As for EMI, it is quite susceptible to EMI, similar to this little Goldhawk, but less. So I would have to say, this is definitely a coil I could not go without. For walking down creeks for the first time, I've found some absolutely beautiful good gold nuggets and at depth. I've found nuggets up to 40 centimeters deep with this coil, and I've definitely found big iron. I even found a battery once at over 50 centimeters. So it will punch deep if you can get it into normal mode. That's key. Heavy and sounds really good. Have a listen to this. I would have found that at about 20 centimeters. These are the bigger ones I've been looking for. So guys, for wide open spaces, this coil is fantastic. It'll find deep gold, no worries. So this coil only weighs about 600 grams, and I believe it's got around about 25% more depth over this coil here. And that's from my field testing. So guys, you wanted to know what my absolute favorite coil is? Here we go. My favorite coil out of all of these coils, and I'm going to rank them from first to third, the first coil that I still absolutely love and would never go without is the original coil. It is the best, in my opinion. Can't go wrong. It's a great all-rounder. It can just be absolutely abused. Still got the original skid plate. I've never had to send one back. And it finds good deep gold, and it finds good small gold too. And it's great for hunting patches out. This is truly an absolute beast of a coil. My second favorite, even though I've had to send a few back, is the 12x7 for its stability. Its stability is second to none. It is the quietest coil to run on the GPX 6000, hands down. And I do also like the fact that it is still extremely sensitive on small gold. So if you're on a small gold creek and don't have one of these, you should. And my third is the Coiltek Goldhawk Mono. Now, I am saying this is third, but I know my friend Mark, who I prospect with and who you see on my YouTube channels, he would give this first place. This coil does not leave his machine, and he will swear by it. Anywhere Mark goes, that's the first coil he'll put on, and he has found so much gold with it, it's not funny. So you know what, it is a mixed bag, and at the end of the day, it does come down to personal choice. But for me personally, the 11 inch is still the king for the GPX 6000. And hey guys, if you're looking for a high quality GPX 6000 training, it doesn't cost anything at all. Just subscribe to access the video on my website, howtofindgold.com.au. You'll see there's a section there, free GPX 6000 training. Just enter your email and you can press play on the Vimeo there, and it's a 1 hour in-depth tutorial. It's actually really good. I think anyone with the 6000 should highly check this out. And for those that are buying a 6000 or considering getting into gold prospecting, or have even been gold prospecting for a while, I highly recommend you check out my online course. I spent 2 years putting it together. There's 20 chapters of high quality content, ranging from how to read creeks, how to read tailings, where to find tailings, how to get property permissions. I could go on forever, but if you're dead serious about becoming a good prospector, you can't miss it. It costs $179. The price is going up an extra $100 in the next month. So if you're thinking about it, get on it straight away. With my course, you will find way more gold than any one of these coils. I promise you right now. You're talking $789 for this coil. My course, $179. I can guarantee you right now which one's going to find you more gold. So check that out, www.howtofindgold.com.au. Cheers.